News alert.
Some breaking news. And guys, for those of you that don't know, Maurene Comey is the son of James Comey. Sorry, I said son. The daughter of James Comey, excuse me. Former FBI director from, I think, was he under the Obama administration or was it Trump? Hold on. James Comey. So, okay, he was the 7th director of from 2013 until his termination in May 2017. Okay, so under the Obama administration mostly. Until Trump came in. Yeah, Trump ain't a fan of this guy. But yeah, his daughter is the one that prosecuted Diddy and prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell. I actually saw her in person when I was there doing the Diddy trial. She was the lead at USA on it.
This has been a bad few-week stretch for Jim Comey's daughter. She was just fired by the DOJ. She's known for a couple things. She just lost the Diddy case.
Debatable. I don't think she lost it. They still got convictions. So that's not really an L when it comes to the U.S. Attorney's Office. That's going to be counted as a W.
Of course, and she was Jeffrey Epstein's prosecutor. So the daughter
yes, she was.
of the former FBI director, James Comey, she's a veteran federal prosecutor, worked on these cases. Maurene Comey is fired. So this is sending tongues a-wagging as the, internet personalities and others in this show has asked questions about what happened with the files, why did we overpromise and underdeliver? But the president has made his opinion on this very clear over the last couple of days. We're going to continue to cover this. And we also have big developments in the Biden cover-up, not exactly a household name, but inside the Beltway. They dubbed him Dr. Jill's work husband. Anthony Bernal appeared today before the House Oversight Committee. This is what went down.
Did you ever advise President Joe Biden to pardon his son, Hunter Biden?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Oh.
Was President Joe
Nigga took the fifth?
Biden fit to exercise the duties of the president?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question.
Oh! This is that Mark Furman event. Taking the Fifth Amendment? Bro.
Did President Joe Biden ever instruct you to lie regarding his health at any time, including but not limited in your testimony to Congress today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer
Oh, boy.
the question.
Now, why would Bernal not want to share his brilliant insights and memories of all the great work Joe Biden did? Here with me on a take on this and this latest news about Comey's daughter, Congress.
Look at it, bro. Look at this nigga, bro. Yo, just so you guys know, when Fresh was up in D.C. for the inauguration, everybody thought this guy was Fresh, bro. Or everybody thought Fresh was this guy.
Here with me
Niggas came up to him and said, hey, how are you? And like, Fresh like, who the fuck is this?
on a take on this and this latest.
Yo, tell me this nigga don't look like Fresh, bro. Maybe a little bit lighter.
Latest news.
Nigga. Oh, man. Yo, I'm dead ass, bro. A bunch of girls came up to him thinking that, thinking Fresh was this guy, bro.
About
Is everybody here, Mo?
Comey's daughter, Congressman Byron Donalds. Congressman, I know you sat through that deposition today, but first, your reaction to the
Niggas walking up to Fresh calling him Byron.
breaking news.
He was like, wait, what?
Comey's daughter out. Pam Bondi says, we don't need your services anymore.
Well, it's about time. She hasn't really done that good of a job. And at the end of the day, President Trump wants results from every part of the administration, including the Department of Justice.
You don't think it has anything to do with Epstein?
No, I don't think so.
What's your response to all the, there are a lot of influencers, and of course on this show we've asked for answers about the Epstein file. It looks like they overpromised what was actually in the files. There's not much in the file, or as Alan Dershowitz said, there are no files. What do you think about all this?
Look, at the end of the day, I think you got to have transparency in this whole deal. A lot has been made about what
was on the tapes,
what
right?
was on the tapes, what was Jeffrey Epstein doing, what happened in the jail. Like, I know Cash Patel, know Dan Bongino, a ton of respect for both of those gentlemen, Pam Bondi as well. I'm skeptical about, whether it was suicide or he killed himself. But I think as more information comes out, I think being transparent with the American people is the way to go.
Do you think the president will just at some point just say, this, just to stop the speculation, put it all out there? But he seems to say people who are pushing for this aren't really supporters anymore, which I think there are a lot of his supporters who are just want the answers.
Well, I think potentially, but look, I would say look at it from the president's perspective. He is on a winning streak of delivering.
Yeah,
For the
huge.
American people,
Huge.
time after time after time again. You want to talk foreign policy, domestic policy, everything in between. He's doing his job. And so I think for everybody in the media circles and in the social media circles to be caught up in Epstein, he's like, wait a minute, but we're stepping on all the great things that we are doing for the American
Right, and I think, I mean, look, running the country and governing is different from hosting a cable show or hosting a podcast.
That's right, that's right.
It's a different job, and it's not easy. And look, I always think that
These guys are such meat riders at Fox News. Guys, do me a favor. Smash that like button. We got 3,500 you ninjas in here. Smash the like button for me. We only got 1,700 likes, though. What the fuck, man? You guys got to stop jaying me, man. I feel like Michael Jackson right now.
the president usually ends up at the right spot here. So we'll see how this plays out. What do you think of this? What happened with this testimony today by Bernal?
I mean, look, this is ridiculous. You have the right-hand man for Joe Biden, who knows everything. He comes in, pleads the fifth. The doctor came in last week. He pleads the fifth. All this tells me is that we do have a cover-up. This is the...
Yeah, I mean, taking the fifth is crazy. Taking the fifth is crazy, Chad. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Greatest political scandal in presidential history. This is bigger than Watergate, bigger than all that stuff, because you had aides to the president or his family were actually directing policy and signing off on items that are critical to the future of this country, and not the president of the United States.
And they're all lawyering up, Congressman.
Absolutely, they're
Ooh,
lawyering.
great
I
job.
say, bring them all in.
Great job. But we'll let the people take their own conclusions after watching Bernal take the fifth multiple times.
That's right.
Thank you very much, Congressman.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click.
Oh, what the hell? All right, let me see what's the latest one. I wonder why they fired her though. What did she do specifically that got her fired? This Tisa Tell girl, bro, she milks Diddy so fucking crazy, bro. That's all she talks about. It's crazy. Like a lot of these, you know what's interesting? A lot of these YouTubers, man, that I saw at the trial, like after the Diddy case broke down, after the Diddy case stopped, bro, like they literally, their views went down so much. It's like cooked. That's the problem when you become like a one-trick pony and you only cover one thing. Like you end up where,
and welcome back here.
very difficult for you to get views outside of that. That's why I didn't want to like be there the whole time, because then I would have ended up being a fucking Diddy chaser, and that I was like, nah, man, I'm good, bro. Being there the whole time would not be good. I like to cover other shit. So, yep, a lot of these Diddy YouTubers are not getting the same views now, man.
Here at 2 Live now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft.
And here's the thing, I saw her there at the trial. I don't really know her. She seemed nice. I don't really have anything bad to say. Just that the only thing that sucks is like when you spend only, you spend like damn near 2 months covering only one topic, your viewership is going to fall if that's all you covered once it's over. That's just one of the unfortunate realities.
Some breaking news to report to you out of New York City. Live
I did not want to be a Diddy chaser YouTuber, which a lot of people ended up becoming.
picture there over New York.
I would cover it every day, of course, but it wasn't the only thing I covered. If you guys remember, I was still covering foreign policy. I was still covering what's going on with the economy. I was still covering the tariffs. I still cover what's the wars, still cover social stuff, cultural stuff. Because when you only do one thing, bro, it's like, maybe for a week, 2 weeks, whatever, that's one thing. But even when I was there in New York City, I still covered other shit, man. So,
Harbor, you can see there the Statue of Liberty live picture. I want to put this up, a headline there from the New York Post. Take a look at this. Maurene Comey, the daughter of the ex-FBI director James Comey, has been fired from the U.S. Attorney's Office there in the Southern District of New York. Remember, she just worked on...
I'll tell you guys this. She could go ahead and do like a tell-all on the Epstein stuff, by the way, chat. Guys, do not forget this. The Epstein case, the search warrants. I talked about this on Timcast yesterday. The search warrants are still under seal. The affidavits are still under seal. She could talk about what was in those affidavits, chat. She was the case AUSA on the Epstein case, so she's going to know everything. Hey, man, she might want to go do a podcast interview or two. Run it up. Because she is going to have an incredible amount of information on Epstein case as the prosecutor that led that case. And those affidavits are filed under seal to this day, even though the case is done. I want to read those affidavits. I'll tell you guys that. There's going to be a lot of information in there.
On the Diddy trial, she also has worked on the...
Why, you guys like that camera? Yo, I'm telling you, baby. I see you guys in the chat. Hey, man, yo, Myron, that W cinematic camera. Bro, you guys think I'm just fucking around? I'll go hard in the paint, baby. You guys think I'm just here fucking around like these other bum-ass streamer niggas? Like, oh, let me just sit here and, you know, be a retard on desktop. No, man. We go hard in the paint, man. We got high production quality. Crispy audio, crispy video. Right? I put the money right back into the stream, baby. So that's what the OSS does, man. Shout out to the OSS. You guys should be thanking the OSS that we're able to stream and broadcast this shit on such high quality.
Epstein case, the Associated Press has it as follows, that the DOJ has fired Maurene Comey. Now,
yo, so look, it is very difficult to fire someone, chat, in the government. So I'm trying to figure out how the fuck they pulled this off. You can't fire someone for not performing in the government, contrary to popular belief. Very difficult to fire someone for performance. So something is off here.
she is the daughter, like I said, of James Comey. She was a prosecutor in the federal cases against Sean Diddy Combs and Jeffrey Epstein. That's according to two people familiar with the matter telling the AP that today. There was no specific reason, though, given for her firing from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York.
The only thing I could think of, chat, is like maybe she was a subject of an internal investigation and did some fuck shit, and then this was like the last thing. But there's no way they could fire her for just the Diddy case. There's something else there. Guys, it is so hard to fire a federal employee, it's damn near impossible. So something is off here. Something is definitely off here.
Now, her termination comes shortly after she prosecuted Combs, who was acquitted of sex trafficking and racketeering charges. The rapper was convicted of those lesser prostitution-related offenses. Remember, he'll be sentenced in October. Now, the DOJ recently appeared to acknowledge the existence of an investigation into James Comey, though the basis for that inquiry is unclear. Remember, he was abruptly fired by President Trump in Trump's first term in 2017.
Now, that's different. Being the director of the FBI is a Senate, that's a confirmation hearing, basically. That's like a very high-level position where the president can't fire you just because. But when it comes to being an AUSA, because she's a line AUSA, Chad, she's not presidentially appointed. So when the FBI director and being the United States Attorney's Office, being the USA, United States Attorney of the Southern District of New York, these are presidentially appointed positions. Yeah, the president could just get rid of you. Fine. But if you're an AUSA, like she is, she's an assistant United States attorney, which is why she's prosecuting the case. Can't fire them as easily that way. Can't. It's not a presidentially appointed position. So this is weird, chat, that she got fired like this.
So this might be news to you. Maybe you don't even know. James Comey has a daughter who worked in the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District.
It would make sense that an FBI director could be fired, but not a line AUSA like this.
District of New York.
Ironically enough, you have far more protection as a lower level employee than as a higher level SCS, chat. Yeah, I know. I know it sounds crazy, but you actually have far more protection as a lower level government employee than you do as a higher level government employee that's SCS and or presidentially appointed. And my government employees know this. Any of you guys in the chat, if you're a government employee in the chat, put a 3 in the chat. If you're a government employee in the chat, you guys know what I'm talking about. Give me a 3 in the chat if you guys are a government employee. And they'll even confirm what I'm telling you guys. Very fucking weird.
On very high-profile cases, like the Sean Diddy Combs case, like the Epstein saga. So she was an assistant prosecutor there in the office. Remember, that was one of the office's most costly prosecutions.
Yeah, assistant, when they say assistant, it means assistant United States attorney, which means she could see cases. She, based on the power by the United States attorney, she is able to try cases in that district under the United States attorney. United States attorney is a presidential appointed position, and the AUSA is like a regular line AUSA.
And they, according to our legal experts, really came up short. This was a very expensive prosecution, and they did not get a conviction on the most serious charges for Diddy. Remember those
all you niggas putting 3s in the chat. Some of you, half you guys are capped probably.
Charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. He was acquitted on those charges, though Diddy, remember, was convicted of lesser prostitution-related offenses. So Maurene Comey worked on that case. If you were following our coverage of the Diddy trial, and we had that static shot, that camera angle, that vantage point outside the doors of the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan, you would, from time to time, when court was over for the day, see the prosecutors walk out and go home. I remember watching live, seeing Maurene Comey walk out with some of her colleagues after trial was done for the day. Now, the Associated Press has it as follows. There was no specific reason given for her firing. So the AP and others will have to do some more reporting on that, on whether or not this was, warranted, for cause. What? Why was she fired? So remember, just last week we brought you the news. The DOJ appeared to acknowledge the existence of an investigation into her father, James Comey, though the basis for that inquiry is unclear. Remember, the DOJ also acknowledging that they were investigating former CIA director as
Bam. Somebody said higher government employees are not protected by the union. Absolutely. Thank you. Someone gets it.
well.
I don't know if AUSAs have a union. I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. But something smells here, chat. Something is definitely off. Because they can't just fire her for the Diddy case. Because technically, guys, she didn't lose. She technically won. She got multiple convictions. They got him on the interstate transportation of prostitutes. So they still got a conviction. It's still a W. Trust me, they still went out and celebrated. I promise y'all that. She didn't get him on the RICO, but that's irrelevant. The AUSA's office still gets a W in the W column, and their prosecution percentage stays the same, aka like 98%. So something is off here, man. Something is very off. You can't just fire somebody like this in the federal government. There's something more to it, man.
James Brennan. So had to get this to you as we come up on the top of the hour. We'll be talking.
The only thing I could think of is that she had some kind of misconduct. But even then, dude, like, if she had misconduct, they would never let her prosecute that case. They would have pulled her off the Diddy case if she had an open misconduct case. Or she was being investigated by the bar. They would have. Yeah, like I'm trying to think here. I'd have to ask one of my lawyer friends, man. Because I'm truly trying to think here. How the fuck? Because if there was an internal investigation, let's say she did some dumb shit, right? Off duty or off, outside of work. And they open up an internal case, like DOJ, OIG opened up a case against her. They would not let her continue to prosecute cases if she was the subject of an active investigation. They wouldn't. They would have pulled her off the Diddy case immediately, especially since they already had six AUSAs on that bitch, right? So that doesn't make sense. And then she didn't lose. She won the case. Yeah. Something's not adding up here, chat. Something is not adding up. When you understand how the government works and you understand what gets people fired in the government, something is off here, bro. Completely off. She didn't lose a trial. It was definitely a W. Okay, she didn't get the RICO. It don't matter. Still W for the government. Still going to maintain that 98, 99% conviction rate. Diddy's still going to go to jail for somewhere between 2 to 10 years. So that's still a W for her. She successfully prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell, got her 20 plus years. That was a W. She's a very respected AUSA. I watched her debate. I watched her argue in court. She's very smart, very sharp. She's not stupid. So she's very competent. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. This is weird. Because the only thing I could think of is she did some bullshit on the side, but there's no way they would let her prosecute a case like this, of this magnitude, if she was under investigation. They would have pulled her off. I don't know, chat. You guys let me know in the comments. Anyone here that's a lawyer, maybe you can give your tidbit in chat.
A lot, though, about the Epstein saga. Later tonight in our coverage, speaking with some political analysts, political reporters about some of the comments President Trump has made and posted on Truth Social, calling Republicans who buy into the quote unquote Epstein lies, the Epstein hoax, those are Trump's words, he called them stupid. He said they're weaklings. He said he doesn't want their
Solo ones, you don't get it. She didn't lose this case. Bro, guys, any idiot that tells you that Diddy won the case is a understand how the United States Attorney's Office works and how prosecution works. This was a W for the government. Just because they didn't convict Diddy on the RICO doesn't mean that they lost. They won the case. He's going to jail. Like, don't forget, guys, nigga's going to go to jail for 2 to 10 years, somewhere in that range. And me, I'm willing to bet he's going to be closer to 5 years. The judge is probably going to try to make an example out of him. So anyone that says, oh, the government lost this case, you are fucking stupid. The government won, bro. Like, bro's going to jail. They convicted him. That's all that matters.
support anymore. Of a piece of some of our coverage there, some of these lawfare headlines emanating out of the Southern District of New York. We just brought you.
Someone said, yeah, but only for 5 years, not life. Bro, he might get more than 5. Bro, 5 years is still a long time. What the fuck? You guys over here like, oh yeah, bro, still W, he gets 5 years in jail. Bro, he's going to have to go on a sex offender list. Reputation is ruined. He's still got to deal with all the lawsuits. He's going to jail. Like, what the fuck? Yes, he's not as cooked as we thought, but he's still got to fucking go to prison for a long ass time. Niggas are dumb.
For weeks on end. Trial, Maurene Comey worked on that. She also worked on some of the Epstein cases there. And today, according to sources, she was abruptly fired. And we have to note, we'd be remiss if we didn't, much like her father as FBI director back in 2017, remember, he was abruptly fired by President Trump at the time. So back out live there to the...
All right, man. I guess hopefully we'll figure out why he got why she got fucking canned.